Hello everybody, I'm Luke Schulte, field agronomist for Beck's Hybrids. And today we're standing at our PFR location in London, Ohio, and we're evaluating soybeans for insect damage. Specifically today we're going to talk about stink bugs and what to look for in relationship to what kind of injury you can expect. We're at a really good time, but also a very vulnerable time in that soybeans development. Since we're starting to develop pods, it's a good time to evaluate for feeding and stink bug potential damage. So as we look at stink bugs, we think about what are they doing to our plant and what kind of symptomology should we expect. First of all, they like to feed on that young, tender growth and also on developing seeds. So stink bugs are a little different than a lot of the insects we battle with on a day-to-day basis. They have a piercing, sucking mouth part, so they inject a toxin into that soybean. They may inject it into the stem, it may be injected into the pod itself. And many a times, because of that toxin, you'll see if you have insect feeding or stink bug feeding, you'll actually notice abnormal pods, maybe even some dwarf pods, or maybe even some shriveled beans. So also, another thing to keep in mind, if you have stink bug feeding during pod development, that can lead to some green stem syndrome and some abnormal senescence of soybeans. So it's really easy to evaluate. I like to use two methods when I think about how to evaluate for stink bug damage. And the first thing is I look at is, takes a little more time, but to me a little more accurate, is the sweep net method. We want to go into about 3 to 4 locations in the field and just do a 10 sweep method when we go across the soybean, and then evaluate what kind of insect pressure we have in the net. And if we see in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 stink bugs per location, then an insecticide is warranted. The second method is to count off about 10 feet a row and look for 1 to 2 stink bugs per foot a row. If we have 2 stink bugs per foot a row, then we're at economic threshold. Good news is our insecticides are very effective. About all insecticides are very effective when it comes to controlling stink bug. But I will, however, tell you, because of the nature of which they inject that toxin and those piercing, sucking mouth parts, we need to stay on the higher end of the rate range when it comes to insecticides. All of our insecticides come with a rate range. It may be 1 to 3 ounces. I'd urge you to stay on that higher side towards 3 ounces. Just by the nature at which that stink bug feeds on the plant, it doesn't chew, it doesn't ingest a lot of vegetative growth. It's important to have a lethal dose to stay at that upper end of that rate range. So that's what we're looking for today. That's what we're evaluating. If you got any further questions, specifically to stink bugs or other problems in your fields, please don't hesitate to give me a call or reach out to one of your Beck's local representatives. Have a good day.